So, good afternoon and welcome to the webinar, What MassAbility Can Offer You. My name is Jackie Doherty and I'm the Director of Education Outreach for the ARC of Massachusetts. If you have questions during the presentation, please put them in the chat. We'll address them during the discussion at the end. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted with captions on the ARC's YouTube channel. You'll also receive a copy of the PowerPoint. We do not record the discussion portion, so just the presentation itself will be recorded. Before we begin, I'd like to take a minute to thank our donors and organizational sponsors whose generous contributions make our work possible, and you'll see their logos on the slide here. Today, our discussion is about MassAbility, formerly known as the Mass Rehabilitation Commission. We're fortunate to have Manel Desvallons with us. He is the Family Partnership Coordinator at the agency's Office of Learning and Community Engagement. Manel has extensive experience working with individuals with disabilities, their families, advocates, and leaders. Welcome, Manel, and thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon, all. Thank you so much for being here, taking your afternoon and having your lunch break with us. And I want to thank Jackie and the ARC for inviting me to provide information about MassAbility, formerly known as Mass Rehab and MRC. Before I share my screen with the presentation slides, and as Jackie mentioned, we will provide copies of the slides. So if you have questions, if there's something that you miss, or if there's something that you want to go back to, you will have a copy of the slides. Just a little bit about myself, and this work is personal to me, and I have family members, close friends with disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, physical disabilities. I grew up with a speech impediment. I'm a stutterer, and you will notice some words will probably trip me up, and it's still an ongoing challenge for me with my speech, the stuttering. Sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days. And my motive for this work, and that's a work I started very young. I had the pleasure and the honor to learn from a lot of great advocates and pioneers in the past, people that even work on the ADA, people I had the pleasure to meet, and I'm still learning. And our community is complex, our community is big, our community is strong. And my motive for doing this work is really, I want to connect and help as many individuals and families that I can to get connected to the services and supports that they need so they can live their lives on their own terms in the community of their choice. And we know that when individuals with disabilities are home in the community, living and thriving with access to what they need, transportation, education, housing, you name it, healthcare, they do better. They live longer, they are happier, and that's the goal we have. And I think agencies like the ARC, MassAbility, the Federation, DDS, DMH, we all have the same goal, is really working together to improve the quality of life of all individuals with disabilities. And with that, I will share my screen to go over the presentation. And also, please put your question in the chat. And if I don't get to your question, I will make sure to have my email information in the chat as well. So you'll be able to email me and I'll be able to work with you and answer your questions. Put in presentation mode. All right, and today's presentation is an overview of MassAbility programs and services. And as mentioned, my name is Manel Desvallons. I am the Family Partnership Coordinator at MassAbility. And the presentation today, the agenda we have today is that we will provide the objectives of and the purpose of today's presentation, an overview of our programs and services, and also we'll take questions and closing remarks at the end. So what I'm hoping this presentation will highlight for you is MassAbility the right fit or the best fit for you and all your loved ones? And we'll go over an overview of our different programs and services, and also information on how to apply for our services, and also our initiatives when it comes to community engagement activities at MassAbility. So these are the 4 key points that I hope to highlight in the presentation this afternoon. What's in a name? Some of you may have heard, some of you may be aware, and some of you may not know that our name has changed. We are MassAbility, previously known as Mass Rehab Commission, MRC, Mass Rehab. So many people have different ways of saying our name, but with input from the communities that we serve, the name we had, Mass Rehab Commission, did not really resonate with the people that we serve. And then we went into a great deal of time and effort listening, focus groups, listening to the community, and now the community informed us that the new name should be MassAbility, and that's who we are now. We are MassAbility, expanding equity and access for people with disabilities. So you will still hear people say Mass Rehab, because even for me, sometimes I get tripped up and say MRC or Mass Rehab. So we're still getting used to the new name. And I hope when you hear MassAbility, you don't think it's a separate agency. It's still MRC, but under a new name and a new approach and new culture. So we are really looking to work with the communities, with our partners, to expand what's possible in the lives of all individuals with disabilities. About us, about MassAbility. Who are we? What is MassAbility? So together with our partners, stakeholders, allies, individuals with disabilities, program participants, we work to expand what's possible in the life of individuals with disabilities. Our vision, we want to see a state that is open to all individuals, all disability, no matter your background, no matter your culture, no matter your disability. We want to see and we envision a state that is open to all, where everyone can seize their true potential and contribute fully to their communities and the world. So we work together with our partners to break down barriers to make our state the best it can be for individuals with disabilities, a state that is truly inclusive, truly accessible, and truly equitable for all. The first question I typically ask, and I want families and individuals with disabilities to ask themselves, is MassAbility the best fit, or is MassAbility a good fit? And the questions that I ask is, does your loved one have an IEP? That's a question to ask yourself. A 504 plan, a DCAP, a district curriculum accommodation plan, a learning, emotional, or physical disability. If the answer is yes, is the student or young adult legally blind? If that's also yes, then MCB, the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind, may be a better fit. Back to the question again. If the answer is yes, and the student has an existing 688 referral to another agency, you can ask the agency how they can partner with MassAbility. Let's say that you made a 688 referral to DDS or DMH, and then the student has interest in work after graduation or after leaving the school system. DDS will probably be the primary agency, and you can ask the agency how they can partner with MassAbility and what MassAbility can offer. Also, if yes, is the student within 2 years of graduation or turning 22? If that answer is yes, the student has an IEP or 504 plan or DCAP or learning, emotional, and physical disability, if that's yes, and also the student is within 2 years of graduation or turning 22 or leaving the school system, if that's also yes, is the student interested in working or independent living? If that's yes, if the student is interested in working, independent living, or both, you can work with the school to start the referral process to MassAbility. And if that's not too clear, please, I will provide the slides, and also you can reach out to me directly, and I can provide additional information about that. So I just want to be clear that we're not always the best primary agency to go to, other agencies to consider. DDS for students, individuals with intellectual or and developmental disabilities. Other agencies to consider: DMH, the Department of Mental Health for students and individuals with serious mental health needs. MCDHH, Mass Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing for students and individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. Mass Commission for the Blind for individuals and students who are legally blind. And Department of Children and Families for students and young adults in DCF custody. So as you create your vision for the student, for your loved one, for the family, you have to consider which agency would be or should be the primary agency. At MassAbility, we are divided into 4 divisions or 4 departments, you can say. Our biggest department is career services, formerly known as vocational rehab. So when you hear people say vocational rehab, think of career services. And that's the new name, new language that we are using. Home and community life. I will go over the services that are under home and community life, benefits and rights. I will also go over that. And see, I made the mistake, MRC Connect, when it should be MassAbility Connect. So as I reviewed this, we're still learning. So that should be MassAbility Connect. And I will go over that on how to apply for our services. I will start with career services. This is, as mentioned, our biggest department, our biggest division, helping individuals with disabilities to obtain work or go back to work, or to find work. Our career services division prepares young adults, individuals with disabilities, and adults on the modern workplace to prepare them for the work world. Together, we partner with public colleges, universities, professional training programs, and employers statewide to expand what's possible in the career and work life of individuals with disabilities. Our programs give individuals with disabilities the opportunity to explore many industries and sectors so they can find what's best for them and their situations, sort of take them to different programs so they can there will be assessment so they can find the right fit for them for work. And we guide and support employers to create accessible and inclusive environment that individuals with disabilities deserve. So that's our career services in a nutshell. And we support individuals with disabilities to identify, secure, and obtain and maintain employment or re-enter the workforce. We have 21 offices across the statewide. We have 3 regions, North, South, and West. And these are the towns and cities for the offices that we have. And the way our career services work it's twofold. Like we have 2 arms for that. We have the field, and we have that's comprised of the area directors, unit supervisors, counselors, clerks, admins, interpreters, and we have the job placement and workforce development office, and then that's job placement specialists. So after you've connected to MassAbility, you've been assigned to work with a counselor, then you will also work with a job placement specialist to help you find the work, the best fit for you as you look for work. And some of the services we have under career services include job placement assistance, job-driven skills training, counseling and guidance. And we have the pre-ETS program as well, which I will go over in much more detail, assistive technology, career assessments. So if a young adult comes to us, but they're not too sure what work they enjoy, or they they would enjoy. Then they will go through a career assessment, and then the counselor will be working with them to, in partnership with them, to find out the best fit or the best sector for them. Also, college and vocational training. So the individuals that we work with, we may be able to assist with college training, and also provide some financial support when it comes to college as well. The pre-eds, and we have some specialized programs as well under our career services division. And as mentioned, the pre-eds, which I will go over in much more detail. And we have a partnership with DMH. So that's a specialty, and MassAbility counselors work exclusively with DMH job seekers. So if an individual is working with DMH, then under this partnership, we have counselors that would be working exclusively with DMH program participant. And we have Empower to Employ. That's a specialty program for counselors will be working for individuals working or accessing DTA, Department of Transitional Assistance services. And the Next Gen Careers, that 5-year grant. So I think we have 2 years left in this pilot, in this grant, for young adults 18 through 30 with interest to work, and also with interest in the STEM field. So they will be working with a team to help prepare them every step of the way. With the Next Gen Careers program, the thing is, out of our 21 offices, it's only available in 7 offices. So that's why, at times, families would ask questions, but this is not statewide, maybe not yet, but there are 2 years left. And currently the Next Gen programs are in 7 offices: Boston, the Boston office, Braintree, Roxbury, Lowell, Lawrence, Springfield, and Worcester. So these are the 7 offices Next Gen is currently in. Hopefully that may change, but for the duration of the grant, these are the 7 offices Next Gen will be in. With the pre-eds program, before students finish high school, the pre-eds program, pre-employment transition services, can help them get ready for work, for a career, and for a job. And these services include job exploration counseling. While the student is in school, starting at the age of 14, they can enroll into pre-eds, and then these are the services that they would receive: work readiness training, work-based learning experiences, counseling in post-secondary education if the young adult is interested in going to college and thinking of different training programs that may be available for them, all in self-advocacy. To me, pre-eds, it's more than just an employment transition services, and it's also a way for the young adult to start learning and thinking of what they want to do after high school, after they leave the school system. If they want to go to work, if they want to go to college, it's a way for them to get connected to internship, apprenticeship, different ways for them to explore the world of work and sort of figure out which sector, which area, or what work or career they might enjoy the most. Pre-eds can start at the age of 14, and it's available until the student graduates or turns 22, leaving the school systems. Individuals don't have to apply for career services. Instead, they can connect directly to the pre-eds provider while in high school, and they would benefit from the services we offer under the pre-eds program. We recommend that students take part in at least one pre-ed service before applying for career services. So this is really, I encourage family members, I encourage parents, I encourage students to look into the pre-eds program, because it's a great gateway into exploring the world of work, if that's what the young adults chooses to do. And now I'm going to go into our home and community life programs and services that we have. Our community living division, really, we work in partnership to empower individuals with disabilities to participate in their community and build a better life on their own terms. So we partnered to expand what's possible for adults and young adults with disabilities, providing them with the support, with the technology, and training they need to become self-sufficient and thrive in the communities of their choice. One of the programs that we have is the statewide head injury program, SHIP. So SHIP supports individuals with traumatic brain injury and their families to access services in the community that maintain or enhance independence in the home, community, or at work. And SHIP serves individuals of all ages. And some of the services that are included under the SHIP program: skills training, residential services, shared living support, adult companionship, access to community centers, social and recreational programs, and substance use services as well. So for more information about our SHIP program, you can visit our website. We have an updated website that is mass.gov/massability. The information are up to date, and you will find additional information about our SHIP program. And we have the Moving Forward program for individuals who are in nursing facilities, rehab centers, hospital settings. So we assist them in their transition into the community. So there are 4 waivers for the Moving Forward program. 2 of the waivers are administered or operated by us, MassAbility, and 2 of the waivers, the residential waivers, are administered and operated by DDS for individuals who require 24/7 support. And the waivers that MassAbility operates, these individuals don't require 24/7 support. So under the waiver program for us, the services include day services, supported employment services, skills training, in-house support, home and vehicle modifications, assistive technology, specialized medical equipment, and for our waivers, transportation, home health aid, individual support, you name it, chore services. So this is a great program. If you know someone, if you have a family member, if you have a colleague, or you can even share with your networks. If there's an individual at a nursing facilities and they've been there for at least 90 days under Medicaid, then they would be able to apply for the waiver, for one of the waivers. And we have our supported living program. So the supported living programs provides ongoing services in the community for young adults who are graduating or turning 22, and as mentioned, or leaving the school system to live independently in the community. This program is designed to support individuals, young adults, living with severe physical disabilities in combination with a secondary disability. That could be a sensory, cognitive, or emotional disability. So MassAbility, we contract with providers to provide case coordination, case management under the supported living program. Some of the services under the supported living programs include finding accessible housing, help managing your PCA program, medication, your healthcare needs, your finances, your household, transportation. Also, you can request adaptive equipment. Also, work with your case manager to access educational, vocational, or social and recreational opportunities, and also self-advocacy. Working with the counselor to make your needs known, and also how MassAbility can better serve and support you in partnership with our providers to make sure that you are getting the proper support and services in the community. And also, some people have referred to this program as Turning 22 or Adult Supported Living, but there are different names for it, but it's our supported living programs for young adults who are graduating or turning 22, leaving the school system if they want to live independently in the community. And they must be their own guardian as well. So for additional information about the supported living program, I encourage you again to visit our website for more information. And as mentioned, the website has been updated and the information are current. And we have our home care assistance program, HCAP. So the home care assistance program provides homemaking services to adults with disabilities whose ability to continue living in the community is at risk without such assistance. And this program for individuals between 18 and 59 living alone or with others who are not able to perform this task. And you have a documented disability other than blindness or low vision and meet the financial criteria. So for more information on that, I will provide more information through our streamline services, MassAbility Connect, on how to apply for this program. Some of the services include under home care assistance program, light housekeeping work, meal preparation, medication pickup, laundry, and assistance with financial management. If an individual is already under the PCA program, they will not qualify for the HCAP program. So that would be a duplication of services. And if you know someone who is 60, we will refer you to one of the ASAP, to one of the elderly agencies. So that's why our program is for individuals 18 through 59. So once the individual turns 60, they will work with one of the elder agencies. Assistive technology. So our assistive technology program, it's really to help individuals maximize control over their environment and achieve their independent living goals. So we contract with two regional providers, ISTA-SEALS and UCP, the United Cerebral Palsy of Western Massachusetts, for assistive technology assessment, buy the equipment and set up the equipment, train and follow-ups as well. So for an individual to qualify, the individual must not have access to similar assistive technology services through another program or agency. So if let's say someone's already working with career services and they are getting support when it comes to assistive technology, they will not qualify for it because they can already get that support. And there's a financial eligibility requirement to that program as well. And you can visit our website or call for more information about the financial eligibility. And also working with our providers, individuals can borrow devices. So if you're not too sure what device would work for you, you can visit one of the Assistive Technology Center to learn more about the device, to test it out and borrow the assistive technology devices free of charge up to 4 weeks. So you can contact ISTA-SEALS or UCP for more information. There's the ISTA-SEALS office, I believe it's in 89 South Street in Boston. So that's where, and I work with young adults in the past where they would go to the office to try things out when it comes to video games, when it comes to different technology that hearing aids that they can try out different devices. And you may just want to go there for a tour just to see some of the cool assistive technology devices that are available for people with disabilities. And then you can, like I said, you can borrow them for up to 4 weeks. And if you need more time, the office will work with you just to test them out to see if that would be the best device for you or your loved one to use. And again, I would mention the mass.gov/MassAbility website. And I'm promoting this website because it's been updated, it's fresh, it's new, all the information are up to date. So you, when in doubt or if you're not too sure, please visit the website. You will find updated information on that website. The independent living. So these are our providers, our partners, and these are your connection and directly to MassAbility. So if you're working with an independent living center, so you are indirectly working with MassAbility because we contract with 10 independent living centers across the state, serving individuals with disabilities of all ages regardless of the type of disability that they have. The way the independent living centers are operated, at least 51% of the board and staff are individuals with disabilities. So they are run, operated for, and by individuals with disabilities. So the independent living centers provide 5 core services. That's peer counseling, skills training, information and referral, advocacy, individual and systems advocacy, and transition support. All 10 of the independent living centers have these 5 core services. Some may have different internal programs, but you can connect with every town and city across our state has an independent living center in their catchment area. So to know which independent living center serves your area, you can visit their website. That's MASILC, SILC.org, MASILC.org. And you just pick where you live, and then it will tell you which independent living center serves your area. I encourage individuals, when you're not sure where to go, where to start, I always encourage you to start with your local independent living center. They can connect you to other state agencies. They can connect you to other information that you may need. They can connect you with the services and support that you need. So the independent living centers are much more than that. Like I said, one of the core services they have is information and referral. So they can be your go-to when in doubt. They can be your the first agency that you connect with, and then they can help you connect to if you would need to work with a state agency. They can help connect you with the services and support that you need. The Transition to Adulthood program, that's TAP. So TAP, through the independent living centers, provides skills training, peer mentoring, advocacy, and to students to develop their skills for independent living and to live in the communities of their choice. So the TAP program is year-round. It helps build self-esteem, self-confidence, and provide resources to prepare students for life after high school. TAP is ages 14 to 22. A young adult can connect to TAP and PREETs. PREETs also start at the age of 14. So PREETs, think of PREETs as the world of work, and think of TAP as independent living. So under the TAP program, they can assist a young adult in preparing to take their driver's permit. They can prepare with independent living skills. They can prepare with how to complete a job application. They can do mock interviews with young adults. So the TAP program prepares the individual for independent living, and PREETs prepare the individual for the world of work. So, and like I said, a young adult can enroll in PREETs and TAP at the same time. So there will be no duplication in that. And also, the reason I encourage parents and individuals and young adults to apply, just for the connection too. You get to meet your peers, you get to connect with others, you get to learn about leadership skills, you get to learn about advocacy skills. So it's also a way for young adults to come together to connect with their peers. So that's why I encourage young adults to enroll as soon as possible. As soon as you get to high school at the age of 14, I encourage the school system to inform the families of the TAP program, of the PREETs program. So, and I will go over other programs as well. The Youth Leadership Forum, YLF. So YLF is a free 3-day overnight conference facilitated by Partners for Youth with Disabilities to promote self-advocacy, self-awareness, and life and employment skills. So the reason for this program for young adults is sort of to get a taste of campus life, of college life, of getting together with other peers. And it's a 3-day overnight conference. And young adult can apply as a delegate, and the age range is 16 through 22, or as a peer leader. And the peer leader is usually for individuals who have been to the conference or who have participated in the conferences in the past. They can apply to either be a delegate or a peer leader at the conference. And some of the workshops include working on communication skills, teamwork, community service, learning more about disability rights and pride, career exploration, learning more about assistive technology, independent living, legislative advocacy, and much more. So for more information about the YLF program, you can visit pyd.org, and that's Partners for Youth with Disabilities.org, for more information about this program. And these are the programs, the pre-EDS program, the TAB program, YLF, and YLN that young adults can start getting into, can enroll into, and to better prepare them for life after high school. YLN is a continuation of YLF. So we didn't the idea behind it, after the young adults attended the conference, so we didn't want them to wait the following year to be able to attend. So we wanted a continuation of connection, a continuation of support, and a continuation of learning. So the Youth Leadership Network promotes self-advocacy, self-awareness for teens and young adults with disabilities ages 14 through 26. And it's a statewide initiative with meetings and events to bring youth and young adults together across the state. Some of the group themes include leadership styles, advocacy, disability history, and more. So the YLN program is administered and operated by Easter Seals, and their in-person monthly meetings are held in 3 areas: Boston, Worcester, and Springfield, and they rotate every month. But if you contact Easter Seals, they can provide more information about where and when the next Leadership Network meeting would be. And they also meet on Tuesdays at 4:45 via Zoom, just to keep the interaction, the connection going between young adults. So if you're thinking my young adults has nowhere to go or nothing to do or not enrolled in any programs, so these are all the programs free of charge that a young adult can enroll in, and just to start interacting with other peers, to start learning about themselves, to start building advocacy skills, to start learning about disability rights, to start learning about work, start learning about independent living, housing options, preparing them for the world after high school. And I understand the transition period it's crucial. So that's why I encourage, get connected as soon as possible. The schools, I'm encouraging the schools and family members to get connected as soon as possible, because the transition years are crucial. If we get this right, it can really set up a young adult for a much, much more empowering life after high school. And then the IEPs and 504 plans don't get transferred to college. If the young adults want to go to college, these, I can see, sort of expire after the student or the young adult leave the school system. So although most colleges, if not all of them, provide support and services to individuals with disabilities, but the IEPs and 504 plans do not transfer to colleges. So that's why we need to work together to really make sure and support families and individuals with disabilities to get the transition years right. And these are some of the programs that can help in doing that. And PYD also have an 8-week youth-led leadership program for high school students ages 14 through 22 and with any type of disability. So YLR, youth, young, that should be Young Leaders Rising. That's a typo. That should be Young Leaders Rising. And YLR participants build leadership skills and live better prepared for future employment, higher education, and independent living. So it's a continuation of all these services and support that a young adult can get connected to. And YLR is centered around 4 major themes. That's disability rights, advocacy and legislation, employment, let's get ready for work, reaching educational goals that the young adults may have, and also independent living. So all participants will have plenty of chances for recreational and social opportunities, allowing them to build relationship with their peers. So that's another program that young adults can also get connected to. So under our benefits and rights, so protective services, so under working in partnership and under the authority of and oversight of DPPC, MassAbility Protective Services Program, we conduct civil investigations of allegations of abuse, such as acts of physical, sexual, emotional, and verbal abuse and omission by caregiver of a person with a physical disability between the ages of 18 and 59. And the reason for that age range also, once the individual turns 60, then the elder agencies will take over. And we understand a lot of individuals with disabilities are being abused. A lot of individuals with disabilities are being taken advantage of. So we want to make sure that there's a layer of protection for individuals with disabilities. So our protective services program we provided are provided to prevent further injuries when it or further exploitation of individuals with disabilities when it is determined that the abused individual was seriously injured or seriously taken advantage of, either financially, physically, emotionally, as a result of an omission by a caregiver, and also making sure that the individuals with disabilities are protected. So to file a report of abuse for or on behalf of a person with a disability, you can call the DPPC hotline. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 800-426-9009. And that's where you can file a report if you suspect or if you are if you have information that someone you know or a neighbor, a colleague, or someone with a disability has been abused. And we want to provide that layer of support for individuals with disabilities. And I am looking at the time, so I want to make sure that I cover everything when it comes to mass ability. And I know I'm going a little bit fast, and I know there may be a lot of information overload, but as mentioned, you will get a copy of the slides, and also I will put my email in the chat where you can reach out to me directly if you have a specific question about a specific program, that you can reach out to me directly, and I will make sure to connect you to the services and support that you are seeking. MassAbility Connect, so that's our main line access, the first access point to MassAbility. So we wanted to make our application process a lot easier for individuals to apply. And we wanted a single point of entry for completing application and connecting to MassAbility. So that's why we built Connect. So it's your virtual gateway to apply for services at MassAbility. So there will be MRCC, again, typo, MassAbility Connect staff are available through every step of the application process to connect you with the programs that are the right fit for you. So services that you can apply to through MassAbility Connect are career services. If you're looking for work, looking to go back to work, and you can apply through MassAbility Connect. If you have interest in applying for the home care program, you can do that through MassAbility Connect. SHIP, the statewide head injury program, you can apply through MassAbility Connect. The supported living program that I just went over, you can apply through MRC Connect, and also Chapter 688 referrals. You can do that through MassAbility Connect as well. So these are our services for now that you can apply through MRC Connect. And to apply, you can visit the website www.mass.gov/MRC-connect. We're still working to remove MRC from a lot of things, so that's taking some time. So some things will still have MRC in them, but know that we are working to update websites, update documents with the MassAbility name. Or you can call at 617-204-3665 for more information. And this really is to streamline the processes so you don't call different offices for what you're looking for. And you can even call and then working with the MassAbility Connect navigators, they will connect you to the services that are appropriate for you based on what you're looking for. But for now, these are the 5 services that you can apply for through MassAbility Connect. And I will go over our community engagement activities and initiatives. So we have our Disability Partnership Forum. So it's a forum that we put together every quarter, and that will change. We'll provide more information with that. So the next forum would be next in January. Sorry. So the next forum will be on January 22nd, 6 p.m. to 7:30. We will provide a flyer, and the registration link will go live soon. So you'll be able to register. And the topics we will have for the forum in January would be on career services. So if you still have questions about work, about how how MassAbility can work with you when it comes to work and employment. So we'll have one of the topics will be on career services, and the other topic will be a presentation on pre-eds. So January will be the month of work for us. So provide information to families, educators, professionals, and advocates on when it comes to employment, what MassAbility can do for you and how MassAbility can best support you. And our newsletter, so if you want to stay up to date on our programs, services, updates at MassAbility, you can share your email address, and I'll make sure to add you to our newsletter list and email list, so you'll be able to receive our newsletter and get update information about different activities and initiatives at MassAbility. And our community engagement outreach effort, so you will see us in resource fairs, in community programs, and we want to be intentional with our outreach. If you are an agency on this call, and you would want me to meet with your team or to provide a presentation to your team, to a smaller team, please reach out to me. So we want to be intentional. And if you're working with unserved or underserved communities, let me know. I want to make sure, my mission is to make sure that family members, the communities, the different communities know about MassAbility, know how we can support them, know about our services and programs. So if you would want me to do a presentation to a smaller team, to your team, or just invite me over for a discussion, I will make that happen, because my mission is to really help family members, the community, the schools, everyone get connected and at least understand the services that we provide and support we provide at MassAbility. And last but not least, we have hired, recruited, and onboarded individuals with disabilities and family members to sit at the table to help guide how we do things, provide feedback, provide their lived experience, listening directly and learning from family members about the barriers that they face, about the different challenges that they are facing when it comes to accessing services, when it comes to the transition, when it comes to the transition process, when it comes to the transition journey. A lot of families, I understand that it's not easy. The transition years, the transition process is not easy, but we are here to help. And our family members that we have at the table with us, individuals with disabilities that we have at the table with us. So it's the really nothing about us without us approach. So the individuals that our services, our decisions are impacting, they should be at the table providing feedback and ideas on how we can improve our services. And their voices are leading the way. Their voices are holding us accountable to make sure we continue to listen to them and also incorporate the ideas, the vision into service, into better service delivery and how we do things at MassAbility. And some of the projects the team is working on. So we are working on a transition guide, a thorough, detailed, simplified transition guide that can help teachers, educators, family members, advocates, professionals, and individuals with disabilities. So the guide will be available soon, maybe within the first quarter of next year. So we will share it statewide. So if you want to put your name on the list to receive a copy of the transition guide, please reach out to me, provide your email address. I'll make sure to add you to the list. And when the guide is finalized, we will provide a copy to you. And it may not be for you. It could be for a friend, a neighbor, a family member, someone that you know, a colleague in your network. So even if these information are not directly pertaining to you, they can help someone else. They can help another family member. So that's why I encourage people to attend these workshops, these webinars, because even if the information is not for you, it can be for someone else. And we're also working on MassAbility one-pagers for all the services that I just described. So you'll be able to get that information on one page to make it easier for you to know if you are eligible or if that program is the program that you want to apply to. And we have an access line, sort of a secondary entry point that we want to bring to MassAbility, where if people just have a general question, so they'll be able to come to the line and speak with someone live, not on a phone, but you'll be able to speak with someone live on Zoom. So these are projects that we're still working on, and we're also working on an outreach plan for pre-eds. Pre-eds is not in all the schools, or at least it's not being promoted for all families to know about it. So we are working on an outreach plan to go to the schools to inform the teachers, inform the special education departments about the pre-eds program, and also encouraging teachers, the IEP teams, inform individuals, inform family members of the pre-eds program. So these plans that we have, that our disability inclusion leaders and family inclusion ambassadors are working on. These are not finalized yet, so we're hoping to have them finalized within the first quarter of next year. And if you sign up for our newsletter, so you will get notification of when these initiatives will be ready, and you will get access to them. And I want to leave with my final thoughts. And I know we have 5 minutes left in our presentation. And my final thoughts is, to all family members, to all individuals with disabilities, to all advocates, professionals, we all understand this work, and we all want the same thing. And we all want to work together to improve the lives of individuals with disabilities, making sure that family members have access to the services and support that they need. And I want to encourage you all to use your voice. Hold agencies like MassAbility accountable. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know where we can do better. Let us know how we can do better. Know that your voice can make a difference. Your voice matters. Your voice put a face to the challenges that a lot of families are facing, a lot of individuals with disabilities are facing. And understand that your loved ones' disabilities don't define who they are as individuals. And you're not alone in this. I understand the transition process. I understand. I have family members coming to me all the time. I have discussions, long discussions with family members, what they are going through, the difficulties, the challenges when it comes to getting the right services, the appropriate services, the right connection. You're not alone in this. I understand you. I hear you. And I know that we can help. Agencies like the Federation, the ARC, DDS, DMH, we can help. You're not alone. You don't have to do this alone. We can help. And also encouraging you to network and learn as much as you can about available resources. Showing up to this webinar, that's why you're here. That's why you're getting your presence matters a lot. Showing up to workshops, to different programs that are going on, different workshops. The more information you have, the more knowledge you have, the more empowered you will become, and the more you can advocate for your loved ones. And last but not least, people with disabilities, young and old, are individuals with dreams, goals, aspirations. They should and they deserve to live a life of determination, with dignity. When it comes to housing, access, transportation, employment, we have a long way to go, but we're not where we used to be. Every year, every month, every day, we are contributing to this movement and we are making things better for families and individuals with disabilities. And that's my final thoughts to you. And that's sort of really a call to action, just to know that your voice matters. Keep holding me, MassAbility, accountable. We want to do better. We want to hear from you. We want to improve services and know that our community is strong because of you.